Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. So it's been a really long time since I've given you an update on all of my tanks down here in the fish room. So I thought I'd sit down and do that today. I have some new peacocks, haps, and an Mbuna group to share with you guys. So pretty excited about that. So I thought we'd start things off here with my 90. And I did make a video on this tank about a week ago, but I've since added a new fish, so I wanted to point him out. And I picked this guy up from my good friend Bob, so I know he's completely healthy. He's been quarantined and he's been doing really well at Bob's place for quite some time. So the new fish is this lithobates right over here. And he's fit in really well with these guys. He's eating fine. He's had no issues at all. Very pretty fish. So I kind of snuck him in the tank when I did a nice big cleanup of the sand. A few days ago I went and I took all the rock out, did a very thorough vacuum of the sand, wiped everything down and got everything looking tip-top once again. So I did get one other little surprise when I was cleaning the tank. I have 4 Synodontis petricola in here, and these guys do breed for me quite regularly. But as I was taking the rocks out, I was pleasantly surprised to find 2 little babies swimming amongst the rocks. So I scooped them out of the tank, and I have them in a different tank. Just going to grow them up, and I'm probably going to keep those guys, maybe throw them in the other display tank. We'll see what happens, but that was kind of a nice surprise. So that's the 90. Everybody's doing well. Let's move on, and I'll show you some of the other tanks. So here's a look at our beta tank. We've had this tank up and running for about 4 months now, and we're really enjoying this little guy. His name is Prince, and my fiance and I had a really fun time making a video on how we set up this tank. If you haven't checked it out, it might be worth a look. But this guy is doing great. He's pretty interactive, and he's fun to watch. He loves to drape himself over the bamboo plant and have a little snooze. So really enjoying this guy. So let's move on. I have a few more tanks to show you guys. So here are my 410 gallons. And I apologize, these tanks don't have any lights right now. But I think we can still have a good look at the fish. So right down here in the first 10, I have a large group of Pseudotropheus interruptus growing out. And I also have about 35 redfin borlei right up here in the breeder box, and also mixed in with the interruptus. So these guys are doing really well. And then over in this tank here, this guy's a new arrival, and I'm very excited about him. He was a fish that I kind of wanted for a little while now. It's an Alonacara Turkis. Really cool fish. Just have him chilling here in the 10 gallon. He's got to grow a little bit, and he's got a little bit of fin damage, so just want to make sure that he's completely ready before I add him to the 90. But he's doing really well so far. And then down here on the bottom, I also have another group of interruptus. And then in this 10 gallon, I have Friar Eye, and this guy is also new. Now I have a little bit of a story. I went and I picked up another group of fish that I wanted to add to my 90 gallon. But of course, whenever you can, you always want to quarantine. So I picked these fish up from 2 different pet stores, and after a few days I noticed the fish were scratching quite a bit And then, of course, I noticed the ick spots on them. So ran out, grabbed myself some ick X, and I treated the tanks that these fish were in. So they're all doing really well right now. They've all got their color back. No more scratching, no more signs of ick. And this guy's still chilling out down here. He had a little bit of some patchy spots on the back end of his body. So just have him in here. Just want to make sure that he's completely healed and that there's no more signs of illness before I move him back with the main group. And those guys are going to quarantine again for another little bit, and then we'll be adding them to the 90. So really excited about that. And I'm for sure going to have some updates when that happens. So let's move on. I'll show you some more tanks. So in this tank, I still have a nice large group of albino redfin zebra. I have some nice 3-inch males growing out, showing some great color. So I have had some interest in these guys, but nobody's really come over to pick any of them up yet. I'm not too worried about that. It's still pretty warm around here, and I think once it starts to cool down a little bit, I'm going to get some interest in these guys. So let's get in for a closer look. In this tank, I also have a small group of Elongatus lingangala. And I also have 4 Pseudotropheus interruptus. And these are the last 4 fish from the first batch of fry that I grew out. So I'm really pleased to say that I've had quite a bit of interest in those fish. I've sold quite a few through the month of August. And these are the last 4 remaining. As you can see over here, it's a little interruptus male growing out. So I believe I have 2 males and 2 females. There's one of the females. So it's nice to see some interest, especially this time of year. So then down on the bottom here, we have my breeding Mbuna groups. All of my adults. So we have interruptus, the albino redfin zebra. I have yellow labs, another small group of lingangala, and I also have 5 yellowtail ACI. These guys are doing awesome. Really fun tank to watch. There's the dominant male albino redfin zebra. Beautiful fish. And there's my dominant interruptus. I really love these guys. They're a great little fish to have in your tank. Alright, so down here we have another batch of interruptus growing out. These guys are a little bit bigger. I believe there's 33 in this tank. So they'll probably be ready for sale in about a month's time. Still need to grow a little bit more. And I also have the 2 Synodontis petricola that I plucked from the 90 gallon. Those guys are in here as well. Probably hiding behind the fake rock, so I'm not going to be able to point them out. And then up here we have some new fish. And I already talked with you guys about the ick situation. But these guys are all doing really well right now. Everybody's eating. They have really healthy appetites. All their color is back. So I think they're on the mend. They're going to quarantine in here for probably at least another couple weeks just to make sure that everything is tip-top. And then we'll be moving them over to the 90. So pretty exciting stuff, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. But I have a Jallo reef right here in the corner. A really pretty fish, this guy right here. We have Usisya, and we have 3 white-lipped Madoka. So I think they're going to look great in the 90, and can't wait till they're ready to go. And finally, here's the 29 gallon. I have a nice little group of Cinetilapia afra Jallo reef growing out in here. So I'm really excited to have these fish once again. I had them way back in the past. You'd have to look back at some of my first videos to see them. Unfortunately, the beautiful male that I had jumped out of the tank, and I never had a chance to really enjoy them. So very happy with this group. This male is just absolutely gorgeous. So just going to let them chill and grow out down here in my 29 for a little while. And hopefully in the future, I'll add them to my main breeding group. So I think that's going to do it for the update, guys. One last tank, which I have to talk about before I go, is my 120. Still haven't done any work with it, but I'm planning to really soon. So hope you'll stay tuned and look forward to those videos. So as always, I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. If you're not a subscriber already, I'd love for you to become one. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all the latest updates right when they come out. Always appreciate your comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you again real soon.